Good morning, world of YouTube. Welcome to another video. And yes, I'm running, but we'll get into that in a bit. It's wet and it's grey, but it doesn't matter when you're running, does it? So today's video, wait, let's just give you a quick wipe. Today's video is going to be about my injury, like a little bit of an update on it, because I'm sure there's a lot of you who are interested, but also I want to explain things that I've done, things that I've learned, and tips that can be tossed on to you or might be useful for you. So follow along, I'll give you an update and we'll go through those other things. Think of you. I do also want to just say thank you for sticking with me, during this. The whole point of this YouTube channel is to create kind of like running content, and obviously I've not been doing a lot of running, so I've been struggling a little bit to put some content that is useful and valuable to you. Hopefully it hasn't been too boring or too off topic, but hopefully we'll also be back soon with some more running adventures. But hey, that's part of life, that's part of running, and documenting that experience, I guess, is part of it as well. Every day is a struggle in the stride. So let's do a little quick recap of the situation I'm in, because there's a lot of new people, and then also, those forgetful people out there. But I love running, doing ultra trail running, and last October I did Ultra Pirineu, which is like roughly 100 kilometers and almost up Mount Everest in distance of elevation gain. And since then, I've been struggling with some knee pain. So it's been like patella tendonitis, quadricep tendonitis, and now, I guess, what feels like to me is a little bit of a trapped nerve. So that's a little quick insight, but there's plenty of videos. You can go get more info if you already do want to. So I've been around the medical world in sense of I visited a doctor, a physio, an orthopedist, an osteopath. So I've got my fair share of knowledge from different expertise, and that's something I would really recommend, is get an expert's advice. Don't use Google, because we know what Dr.Google can say. You've got a third leg growing from your right knee or something like that. One great thing throughout this whole period, every time I've visited the doctor, physio and the orthopedist, they've kind of done an assessment on the knee and they've never felt any inflammation. So that's a positive thing. Obviously, it's also something that, you really want to get to the bottom of. So the doctor referred me to go and see an orthopedist. An orthopedist, if I'm right, is somebody who looks at you structurally. Well, the orthopedist couldn't really put his finger on it, and he wanted me to go for an MRI because he was thinking that maybe it could be some cartilage damage. And for you runners out there, cartilage damage is not something you can kind of really repair naturally in your body. Obviously, that made my mind think quite a lot, and the great thing was the MRI showed that there's no cartilage damage, no tendon damage, ligament damage, bone damage. So that, even though we don't come away with a concrete answer from that, we come away with a concrete positive that structurally I'm in a good place, and that I'll take that any day and have to fight and figure out what it is. The physio's assessment was that on my left hand side I maybe have a little bit less range of movement, so he's giving me some mobility exercises and some control exercises for my lower lumbar, the spine, before going out for a run, making sure I'm doing some activation exercises that the glutes are working and firing. Since then, to be honest, I've done a few runs and instantly that sharp pain across the knee has come back. So I thought about seeing acupuncturists or seeking other ways. I went to see this body mechanic, an osteopath. He did this body manipulation and it felt really good. I felt good the next day. I'm not saying click your fingers, it was done, but it definitely made an improvement. Obviously this goes without doubt. I've been seeing also my regular sports massage therapist, Dado, and he's been really helping. And I saw him just yesterday and he did some nice hip release. So here we are, about 3.5 months later, running along the wet and grey river here in Helsinki in January. And I've seen progress. And I think that's one of the key points, which we'll get to later, that no matter how much, you can't expect progress instantly. You have to take very little steps, and every little step is progress, and focus on that. Don't focus on other restrictions or what you're used to doing. Focus on what you can do and what you have achieved. So here we are now, coming to the end of this challenge I've been having with my knee. And what is the recommendation and the step forward from here? So there's no structural issues going on in my body, which is great. So what is it? It's muscular and nervous system. So from here on, what I need to do is make my muscular and nerves function correctly as they were before. And how am I going to do that, you might be thinking? Well, first of all, let's just say that was a really great run, really nice and easy 7 kilometers, and yeah, it was just enjoyable. Although that last kilometer, I will say there was a bit of a pain scale, like between 1 and 2 out of 10, so not a lot, but I had it under control and achieved what I wanted for that run. So obviously this has been a learning experience for me, and here's just a little few tips that I said earlier on that I would share with you. The first thing, yes, it's not rocket science, and it's something that I would recommend. Seek medical professional advice, because they have studied and educated themselves on the subject of, say, the human anatomy or orthopedics, whatever it may be, and they should have the correct knowledge and the correct judgment to be able to help you and assess you in the right direction. And it's not just educating yourself through a book and on the internet, but it's also about feeling and listening to your body. That is one of the big things that I'd really recommend there, that you have to educate yourself on your own body. Sounds a little bit of a null thing to say, but how often do we actually listen to our bodies and what our bodies are trying to tell us? So learn from your body, listen to your body, and try and react to positive ways to what your body wants and needs. It's not an easy thing, but these things will make us stronger and better, and whilst you're going through this phase, it's the perfect opportunity to get to know your body even better. Another thing that has been really key for me during this phase is rest is not actually always best. Now, obviously, we're talking about broken bones and stuff. We're not going to be telling you go running on that foot or such. But depending on what your issue is, just pure, simple rest might not be the best solution. I'm sure in any circumstance, some type of movement, some type of blood flow is always going to help the healing process. But for instance, with my situation right now, the nervous system and the muscles not maybe functioning as they would normally be doing, I need to be making sure that I am getting some correct stimulus to those areas. And this will keep you really mentally healthy. If you are doing something, it keeps you going in the right direction and you feel like you're moving forwards. One of the most important tips I would say, and why did I leave it to last? I don't know, but here you go. This is a great opportunity for you to grow stronger as a person, as an athlete. If you think about it, your body is giving you a really nice and healthy sign to say, hey, something isn't going totally right, and this is your opportunity to fix it so that in the future you can become even stronger, even better, and it's only going to pay dividends. But that doesn't just happen through resting and letting it recover. You have to educate yourself and do all those other steps. So hey, I guess it was a good reason why I left it to last. But as I said, this is an opportunity for you. Look at it as an opportunity, not a risk, to grow as a person. I really do appreciate you watching the video. As always, do like and subscribe. Any comments, questions, leave them down below and I'll be very happy to get back to them. Most important though, have a great day or evening or night, whenever you're watching this, wherever you are. Really do appreciate it. See you.